Good evening, everybody, and welcome to all of you tonight, checking in on day number 56. Unbelievable. Day 56. Thank you all for jumping in here on this cool Wednesday evening here in Pennsylvania. I don't know where all of you guys are coming from tonight, but everyone is jumping in here from all over the country. And always our international viewers from nations like Philippines, New Zealand, Mexico, Philippines. We've been picking up Kenya. It's wonderful. We even picked up the nation of California, the foreign nation of California. All you guys from California out there, you know I can pick on you. I lived in California for all those years, so I'm allowed to pick on one of my former home states. Todd Ragland, welcome to you, brother. Also up there in Washington State. We have a full hour. I'm not going to waste any time. Want to get everybody updated completely. Really big day of events. I've got Zelensky, President Zelensky. I edited his speech. I've got a couple of minutes of it. I've got Zhenya in here. Oh yeah, we have Finland in the house tonight as well. Welcome to Finland. Don Gentilini, God bless you. I really appreciate you and Rose's constant encouragement for me. Folks, if you're looking here and you see that name, Don Gentilini and Rose, you're talking about legends in the missions world working in Eastern Europe during the time of the Soviet Union. They know exactly what we're talking about here. And of course, United Nations for what? NATO when? Putin must be stopped. That is the answer. So welcome to all of you. God bless you all. We're going to get right into it because I want to get to Zhenya. Zhenya and I just recorded. He is sleeping now. Maybe. He may be watching. You never know. He's kind of crazy. You're also going to notice that he got a haircut. So we're on the same time frame there as haircuts. But I want to go here looking at the map. So Zhenya and I are going to be talking in just a few moments. We're going to talk about some of the things I'm going to show you now. And then after he and I finish our conversation for this evening, I'm going to pop that up. I'm going to put a couple of these comments up here. They're very important. Yes, Biden visited multiple times, and as of right now, he will not visit. Listen, did you hear that? That was my opinion on it. Maybe the Easter Bunny will tell him to go to Kyiv and visit. We'll see. These streams aren't about America, unfortunately. Sad as it say, Putin's already looking past Ukraine at Israel. That is correct. He's already been making statements about Israel. This is why Don Gentilini's post just a couple of moments ago is vital. He must be stopped. We shall see. The map for today. Folks, here's what I'm going to tell you. We've been saying this now for a couple of weeks. I'm giving you the big map here if you're on a tablet, if you're not watching on your television. This area in the blue circle is the area of Kramatorsk. That is where the train missile attack happened a couple of weeks ago after the new general in Russia was put in. That's his tactics. He's a butcher. But it's looking like Kramatorsk, which I've been to many times, is going to become the epicenter of one of the major battles of Donbass. We can see Russia really making a push down from the north to the south, and they are just ripping it. In fact, today, their major assaults, and I'm going to go to a different map in just a second to show that to you, but their major assaults, of course, now artillery-wise, are on the front lines where they're fighting for this territory that's in the blue circle, the pinch. But air-wise today, Kharkiv and the city, the city of Mykolaiv. Folks, they were pounded. Here's a zoom in right now of the southern part. You see Kherson, you see Melitopol, Berdyansk, and Mariupol. We'll look at Mariupol a little bit more in just a moment, but you can see the pushes that are coming up. So basically, below the Dnieper River, they are pushing over on the left. You can just see the last little letters of the city. It's Mykolaiv. And above that, in the center of the map, is Zaporozhye. Folks, these are big cities. Kherson's a big city, and of course, Kherson is majorly fallen. A lot of really bad things happening in Kherson. But the push on Mykolaiv and the push on Kharkiv is really major today as far as the air assault. And let me pull up the map here for you. I'd already done a little bit of coloring to save us time. I'm now going to drop in a different color. We'll go green. So here's the deal. Major air assaults in Kharkiv. Major air assaults in Mykolaiv. And then the yellow circle here, let me zoom in a little bit for you, is the push into Kramatorsk on the pinch. Well, folks, it does not take rocket science to see that between Kharkiv, sorry for the Russian, and Mykolaiv, you have this line of Kryvyi Rog, Dnipro, Zaporozhye, and even, let's sneak over here to Poltava. If they can take Mykolaiv and Kharkiv, okay, then it's really bad. So we need for Mykolaiv to hold strong. We need for Kharkiv to hold strong. And what we need is for Ukraine to keep pushing back here and avoid the pinch. So that's basically tactically what's going on. But as you see these two cities mentioned, Mykolaiv, or you may see it, Nikolaev, and Kharkiv, they are under major bombardments, and they are key cities. One last thing I want to show you here. Here is Mariupol. I'm going to zoom in to Mariupol for you guys real tight, just so you can see. I want to show you where the last holdout is. I'm going to zoom in to Mariupol. And I'm going to zoom right to here. I'm going to put a little red around it. Now, that is the Azovstal plant. This is where the 36th Brigade and the Azov Battalion are located. Now, let me zoom out. If you guys remember when we talked for a couple of nights about the drama theater being bombed, that's right there. Now let's zoom out, and you can now see where the Sea of Azov is. You can see the size of Mariupol here, and this is the last holdout right in this area. That is the Azovstal plant. The rest of Mariupol, which I'll put it in blue and I'll make it really big. Even if you include the suburbs, that's Mariupol. This is all that's left. That is the plant. It's huge. And that is where the holdout is with those soldiers. So that's the update on Mariupol. That's the updates on the maps. I want to go now and talk specifically about Mariupol. This is President Zelensky. He said that he was ready to exchange Russian prisoners of war in exchange for safe passage for civilians and Ukrainian troops in Mariupol. He also said that about 1,000 civilians were hiding at the Azovstal plant in Mariupol. That's the map I just showed you. And he says, we are waiting for a response from Russia. They're not responding in regard to that. Now, here's another interesting piece to the puzzle. This is from U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Victoria Nuland. She said that NATO may take part in the evacuation of civilians from Mariupol. The title of the program tonight was, "We are running out of time. Time is running out for Mariupol. It's running out to get the weapons to Ukraine that is necessary to counter the offensive from Russia, and also to defend these key cities now of Kharkiv and Mykolaiv. The weapons need to get there. Time is running out." But Secretary of State said there was some hope that Russians could allow safe passage for civilians and wounded soldiers from Mariupol. And if that happens, representatives of NATO member countries could get involved, Nuland, Deputy Secretary of State, told the media. Do you guys in that see a recipe for disaster? I do. Now, I'm all for it. Let's go. In fact, many of the representatives in Zelensky's office today said they are willing to go put their lives on the line. Like 2 of them from Zelensky's office would go to Mariupol, send 2 Russian representatives, and they could stand there together while people were evacuated using a third-party nation. They're just trying to save people's lives right now, willing to do anything. But you start talking about NATO, and that's not a rumor. This is what she said. That starts opening up a new door to activity. Go ahead. Let's put some NATO there. Fire at us one time, and we will see. I mean, it's just interesting when I saw that today. Now, folks, I've got some really, really good news. This is our friend, Deputy Commander of the Azov, Captain Palomar. I call him our friend because we have watched this guy for 56 days, 8-10 times. I have showed his videos, his commentaries in the evening. He finally, after a 3 or 4 day hiatus, we were not sure about him, put out a video just a little while ago. So I'm very, very happy to share that he is alive. In addition to that, I'm not going to show that video tonight because I want to show another one, but I'm just happy. You know, don't know this guy from Adam, but when you've been following somebody in a war situation, defending a city, you feel like you know them. So very thankful that he is well. Folks, I've been telling you for a couple of days that a couple of nights ago, I messaged this guy right here. This is the deputy commander of the 36th Brigade. His name is Sergei Volina. And on one of the groups that I'm a part of where I get a lot of this information, he had a post there and it had a link directly to his personal Facebook. So I went there and I messaged him and he messaged me right back. And we were just carrying on a small conversation. And I just told him that America is standing with them, loving them, raising support, finances, doing everything we could do possibly as humans, as citizens, as Americans, and even as members of other nations, and just shared our love. He was very appreciative. We talked back and forth. Last night, before his video went public and viral, he actually sent me the video that I'm getting ready to show you. So I was, after the program last night, Rostik and I talked for a while, and then the next thing I know, bing, I get this video, and it was just a couple of hours after that Al Jazeera, BBC, Fox, all of the news organizations began to get this video, and I had already had it. It's about 1 minute long, and he gives an appeal, and I want to share it with you tonight.
Це наше звернення до світу. Це може бути нашим останнім зверненням. В нас, можливо, залишились лічні дні або години. Угрупування противника десятки разів перебільшує нас. Вони мають панування у повітрі, в артилерії, в угрупуваннях, які діють на суходолі, технікою та танками. Ми ведемо оборону на одному об'єкті, на заводі, де знаходяться військові Маріупольського гарнізону та цивільні особи, які потрапили в пастку війни. Ми звертаємось до світових лідерів допомогти нам. Ми звертаємось з проханням застосувати до нас процедуру екстракшн та вивести нас на територію третьої держави. Маріупольський гарнізон військових, з нами більше ніж 500 поранених бійців та сотні цивільних осіб, серед яких є жінки та діти. Ми просимо надати нам безпеку на території третьої держави. Дякую.
So there you have it. That was the video that has went viral with a lot of news agencies, and he gave his appeal and says we could be at our last day or our last hours, made an appeal for the citizens, made it an appeal for the soldiers, children. And the interesting thing was even the number that over 500 wounded. Folks, it's brutal. Absolutely brutal. You know, each time I have an opportunity to I like to put a spotlight on a person or a soldier who has given their life. Tonight I want to put a spotlight on 91-year-old Holocaust survivor. She just died in Mariupol recently. Her name is Vanda Obiedkova. She was born in 1930. Her entire family was executed by the Nazis near Mariupol in 1941. She managed to survive and spent her entire life in Mariupol. When the Russian Federation began heavy bombing of Mariupol, Vanda stayed in a basement with her daughter. They could not get to good water sources because of shelling, and the basement was incredibly cold. Vanda, she died due to the conditions on April 4th. Survived World War II. Her entire family was killed by the Nazis, and she lost her life in a cold basement, 91 years old. So, a big salute. A big salute to you, Vanda. Yeah. We're going to talk about that in a moment. You guys are going to enjoy the segment tonight with Rostislav. Yes. Outnumbered, Ukrainians are a very interesting, unique people. And I think you're learning that. Last couple of things I want to show you before we get to Zhenya, and then we'll come back. I've got some numbers I want to share with you at the very end and give you an update on a couple of other things. This was sent out last night. Saved my life. I need evacuation corridors from Mariupol. Just gives you an image, folks. It's full of children there. Basements. And I just wanted to bring attention to these children's lives that are right now in these many of the channels I'm following. They're calling them the catacombs below Azovstal, the basements, the catacombs, and these people are bunkered in, but it's tough. Right now, these children are in Mariupol. Okay, I want to get to Zhenya tonight, and we remember, we pray for, we support, we do everything we can. And as Zhenya and I will talk about now, this needs to be stopped, because if this moves to Kharkiv, I know Mariupol's a big city, but folks, Kharkiv is a mega city. So here we have it. Actually, let me show this first. President Zelensky. I took his speech. We have a little translation on it, and I'll give you a couple of minutes of it. He even makes mention of Mariupol. Let's give President Zelensky the green light over Zhenya. Then we'll go to Zhenya.
Завершується. І сьогодні ми точно стали ще на крок ближче до миру. Ситуація на сході та півдні нашої країни залишається максимально жорсткою. Окупанти не полишають спроб за рахунок нового масштабного наступу вибороти хоч якусь перемогу для себе. хоча б щось, що вони зможуть згодувати своїм пропагандистам. Я щиро вдячний кожному нашому захиснику, кожній нашій захисниці, всім Збройним силам України, усім нашим містам, усім нашим громадам, які чинять спротив загарбникам, які тримаються і своєю боротьбою без перебільшення рятують нашу державу. Маріуполь, Авдіївка, Мар'їнка, Красногорівка, Торецьк, Велика Новосілка, Золоте, Попасне, Ізюм, Харків, Гуляйполе,
Those are
Миколаїв,
cities.
Високопілля, Снігурівка та десятки інших міст, інших наших громад Сходу, громад півдня України у боротьбі, за які вирішується доля нашого народу, доля нашої свободи. Робимо більше, ніж максимум, щоб забезпечити постачання зброї для нашої армії. Щоденно всі наші дипломати, усі наші представники, я особисто по всім можливим каналам, офіційним і неофіційним, ми працюємо в режимі 24/7, щоб прискорити постачання допомоги. І я дуже радий сказати з обережним оптимізмом, що наші партнери стали краще розуміти наші потреби. Розуміти, що саме нам необхідно. І коли саме нам все це необхідно. Не через тижні, не місяці, а негайно. Саме зараз, коли Росія намагається активізувати свої атаки. Вже традиційно перед записом звернення я підписав указ про нагородження наших захисників. Державними нагородами відзначені 203 військовослужбовця Збройних сил України. З них 49 посмертно. 5 нашим військовим присвоєно звання Герой України посмертно. Вічна пам'ять кожному, хто віддав життя за Україну. Вічна вдячність усім, хто встав на захист нашої держави. Слава Україні!
And there you have it. That is the update from President Zelensky just a few minutes ago, a couple of hours ago. And there's a translation for you in English. I'm going to move to Zhenya now. But before I do that, folks, those were cities the president was listing. Of course, you know Izum. And tonight we started by talking about Mykolaiv and Kharkiv. The president is mentioning these cities. And then he went on to list, you know, large cities, 25,000, 40,000, 50,000, 75,000. Think about towns around you. I don't even know what the population of the where we live. I live in a small town, but down the road where we all go is the Shenango Valley with Hermitage and Sharon. What's the population of Hermitage and Sharon combined? 50,000, 60, 75,000? I don't know, but these are the size of the cities that are being destroyed. Zhenya and I will talk about that. Not occupied, destroyed. And President Zelensky put on the bookends of his speech tonight. He specifically called out Mykolaiv, Shenango Valley's 40,000. There you have it. This is the size of the cities being erased. So for those of you that are local here in Western Pennsylvania, there you have it. If you're from a different area of the country or a different country, just lots of cities around that 40 to 50,000 range are being erased. But President Zelensky put on the bookends tonight, Mykolaiv and Kharkiv. I showed you the map. They're vital, folks. They are vital cities for this war. So there's that. Let's get to Zhenya. And I think you're really going to enjoy this segment. We recorded it just a little while ago before we went live tonight and before he rolled into bed. Welcome to you tonight, buddy.
Hey.
Day 56. Unbelievable. Nice haircut.
Thank you. I did it myself.
Well, you know, it is a war zone. You have to do what you have to do. I did not do mine myself. It would not look as pretty as yours. Had a good chat. Had a good chat with Rostik last night. He was up in the middle of the night. Very, very good program. We actually talked about, interesting, one of the things we talked about with him, I think people enjoyed it, was what is it like to live life in a city that is occupied? For example, Kherson or Melitopol. And of course, he's talked to folks down there and was able to give everyone a really, really good look into what life would be like for our dear Ukrainians that are under siege and control in those cities. The title of the program tonight, Zhenya, and I'm starting with you, and then I'll get into the stuff after, is Time is Running Out. Time is not only running out for Mariupol, time is running out for the necessary weapons to continue to battle at the level we need. I know things are coming, but they need to get there quickly. The battles are very intensive. So that's kind of the subject matter tonight. Lots of things going on. How's your day been? And what are you seeing on day 56 inside of Ukraine?
So these 2 days, we have good news about. I think I was asking to pray, was sending request about the father of one of our volunteers.
Yes.
He disappeared for already almost 3 weeks. And finally, I believe this is God's miracle. Today he called the daughter and to his wife. He is alive. He wounded. He's in the hospital somewhere. He cannot share where, but he's okay. And yesterday we were sending money to one of our volunteers. His mother seems to. I hope it already was in Kherson, on occupied territory, and he was. He needed money. He needed some amount of money to pay. There is some people who has, I don't know how it's possible, but they has this way, and they taking people for money out of that area. So today I was calling the last of my call. He said they passed at that moment 2 or 3 blog posts from 8 of Russian blog posts. And I hope she's already in the safe place, safe territory. So I think the next program I will give you update on that.
Okay.
And talking about the last weeks and about the time is running out, let's say it's more and more people requesting for the help to find their relatives. Their relatives, their families, fathers, sons, parents, kids.
Zhenya, I saw numbers. I saw numbers today that reported, and from Ukrainian sources, that over 500,000 Ukrainians are gone to Russia. 500,000.
Yes.
Just gone.
Looks like it's, yes.
And I think what people need to understand, and we've been learning, and people are here every night. This is 56 days in a row. They're learning the geography of Ukraine, but they probably do not understand the geography of Russia. When we say they're gone, and many of them are being taken to Siberia, without documents, without papers, just being pushed over there. Let's you and I be honest. Without a miracle, they'll never see Ukraine again. Because without victory, okay? Because we talk about how small Ukraine is, even though it's a big country. Well, the opposite of is true of Russia. As far as land goes, You're talking about 11 time zones in one nation. Where they're taking these people is a long ways away and very limited capabilities to return. So when we say people are being taken, it doesn't mean they're just across the border 10 kilometers. They're being taken into the depths of Russia. So it's a challenge, and those numbers are growing every day. So when I say time is running out tonight, time is running out for those people. Time is running out. We need more weapons for all people. Brother, time is running out for Mariupol.
Time is running out for Mariupol. Let's say a lot of things. There is a huge pressure on the families.
Mm-hmm.
I understand it's not comparable to people in Mariupol or people, who's yes, or under occupation. But other story that a lot of people had, the men send their families, the kids and wives outside of country to be able to fight, to make sure that they are in a safe place. And after 2 months, it creates pressure there on the wives and kids.
Sure.
Where's Papa? Where is relatives? Whether and so on. They're coming. Talking about Mariupol, we need miracle. We need miracle. We need miracle, and we need weapon.
And just so people understand, maybe before the show tonight, you were watching your local news or national news, and you saw where Ukraine wants to negotiate in Mariupol. Folks, that's not negotiations about the war. What that is about is just trying to rescue the people. Conservative estimates. Any way to get them out. Exactly. They even asked for the Pope to come. Anyway, we're talking about 100,000 people here, minimum. And, now they've got them marked with the ribbons. It's Holocaust all over again. It's being locked down even more and more. And that's what these guys, I know one of them was Podolyak, says, we'll go there. We'll go there. Maybe 2 from Ukraine, 2 from Russia. And we can work with any third party, third country, anything, just to get these people out.
Yes.
Time's running out. That's, the 36th Brigade guy released a video last night, very, very late. It finally hit all the big news. I was actually on, we're now friends on Facebook, and he sent me the video, and I said, all right, I got the video. Next thing I know, it's on BBC. I said, wow, okay, we're getting the scoop here. So I will be showing that in a little while. But it's, we're just a little while before we go live here, before you go to bed. We do not know what's happening there right now. And, even Rosting and I were talking last night. I'm not only concerned for Mariupol, I'm very concerned for Kharkiv. Very, very concerned, because yes, Mariupol is a very, very big city, but Kharkiv is a mega city. And, you go from a very, very, very big city to a mega city. There's a lot of people in Kharkiv, and it's being bombarded. So
every day people dying there because we have no protection from their missiles. Let's say our guys trying the best, and even trying more than best, doing miracle from talking from the side, the perspective of just a normal, let's say, army having normal equipment, and they using. They do, 200% of their ability with that.
Well,
with the whip.
I've been wanting to tell this story for a long time, and maybe this is the right time. I did not prepare you for this. I did not tell you this. This has just been in my brain. People need to understand the creativity of oppressed people.
Mm-hmm.
I would, if I was stranded on an island and I could only take a few people with me, for sure there would be a couple of Ukrainians in that group, because they're going to figure out how to build a boat, or they're going to figure out how to do something. And if it's broke, a Ukrainian can fix it. And that's just a part, and it's a complement of the Ukrainian culture and the Ukrainian character and the Ukrainian ingenuity. Very, very smart people. But do you remember the story about the craftiness of Ukrainians? And this story would have been on a ship when years and years ago had no money. But you guys wanted to get a cup of tea. And do you know?
Yeah.
Would you take 1 minute? I think it'd just be interesting for people to hear how crafty, and that's what I'm saying, with the weapons you have, with strategies, with the tools that you have, Ukraine is doing above and beyond literally what's even possible. And for sure, we do not discount the divine, God intervening, but you guys are something else, crafty. There was a, where were they? The Baltic?
Yes.
Go ahead. You don't have to say the names. How many Ukrainians was it?
It was, seems to me, it was 15 people.
Yes.
Altogether, the group. It was 2 minibuses, and I was staying in a line to buy some stuff for breakfast with other person on that big boat. Let's say.
So you're on
ship.
You're on a ship, and you're in the like restaurant area. 15 Ukrainians to buy something.
So there was a sister who every time was calculating the money and trying to save, calculating to local currency and saying, well, okay. And but she wanted to take care of people, so she decided to help with the breakfast. She bought at home 15 noodles, like Chinese, or I don't know, East Asian.
Top ramen noodles. Mm-hmm.
Okay, ramen.
Noodles of noodles. Yep.
And then she asked me, Zhenya, could you translate to me? I said, yes, no problem. He said, translate to him the question. I said, okay. She says, ask how much cost the one, like big size cup of boiled water. I said, okay. I have asked. That meant twice. Decided to make sure twice if he got it right, that just a big cup of boiled water with nothing. She said, yes, correct. He said, I don't know, it's free. She said, okay, then, okay, bring me 15 of that.
Folks,
he wasn't prepared. He said,
this happened years and years ago when they just started traveling as groups, and we did many trips together. We went all over Europe together, and money was tight back then, and they are on this ship, and everything's so expensive. The girl brought some stuff from home, and they couldn't afford really to buy stuff at the restaurant on the ship. So she goes, Zhenya, ask that guy how much hot boiling water is. And he said, free.
Then
she goes, okay, Greg, tell him we'll take 15.
Yes, and in that case, he was surprised. He said, please go that corner there will be a man just for you. He will prepare every cup of half of the liter, which is
A
when
lot.
you convert it,
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah. Then people understand.
okay.
The point being, here's the point being:
Mm-hmm.
Ukrainians find a way to make it happen. That is not disrespectful. It's we find a way. And right now in the war, we're finding a way. But in some of the areas where we're fighting, in some of these cities that are occupied, in Mariupol, in Kharkiv, in that east, time's running out. We need some movements.
Yes, and I think the later in movies, okay, and they will make it, and they will defects like our guys using heavy armor, like missiles, like the guns special, and like against of tanks, how they were using it and was shooting down the helicopters or a fast boat, military boat, and it's recorded. But it's because we have lack of needed stuff, and yes, that's good. But we can. I mean, it's good. It's sometimes it's fun, but talking like at common, it's not the way out. Like I mean,
No.
it's not a decision.
No. The
The
only
decision
way
we
out,
need help.
we need the help, and everybody keeps stating it over and over. In fact, today in one of Zelensky's speeches, he even made the statement, I'm growing tired of asking for weapons. I ask every day, and I do not want to seem like a person in the world that is begging every day. But if we do not receive weapons because we have great soldiers, time's running out and we need weapons. Please send weapons. It's becoming a challenge. Today,
Yes.
Khmelnytsky, the shelter, how's everything going there? Here's what I think, and Rostik and I talked about it last night. As this war goes into what they're calling the second wave since February the 24th, there's going to logically be an increase again of refugees, like a second wave of refugees and wounded people and lost people pushing across. Been doing this for 56 days now, and it looks like we're getting ready to enter into a second phase of humanitarian aid and caring for people's needs and doing everything we can to serve people. It's going to be logical. That's what to expect.
Yes, and we were thinking about that, and we do pray about that, and talking about support. I believe the first support is it's a prayer support. We need to these people. I believe this is answer for the prayers of people in the whole world. These people we were praying. The kids were praying for they. I mean, they were thinking that they died, but God. I don't know how he did it, but he answered. And yes, the prayer, spiritual fight, let's say, and this prayer request. And the second, it's yes, we need a weapon for our country, and it's not just. It is not like just, for example, today my car I had to prepare it, and I realized like on the check they said, okay, your gearbox are in the problem. It's there is a oil leaking and so on. You need to fix it, and
transmission.
Yes, and I said okay. yes, and asking about we need weapon. It's not like we need something like, I mean, like a new parts. It means they're kids and adults and just people in the basements, I mean, being locked. They are dying, and every minute it's other somebody stopped to breathe, and they praying there in the basement for for the world would hear them, for God would answer them, for help would come, and this is the real right now, minute by minute, one by one, and this is what means we need weapon.
Yes.
This is talking practically. It's not like I need a new part of my car. It's like we need to save people. It's equal.
Yes.
We need to
I'm
save life.
I'm gonna show.
Yes.
I like to tribute people when I get the information or a picture. And tonight I'm going to pay tribute to that 90-year-old lady who survived World War II, only to lose her life in this war. Just unbelievably sad, but her life counts. And I want to show her picture, and I want to tell her name. And this is what we're talking about. Let me ask you this question.
Okay.
I know the numbers are out there. I have my opinion, and as you and I always do, we do not prepare. Rostik and I do not prepare. We want it to really be live and interactive. Do we know realistically how many Ukrainians have died?
I can just guess. So if on the Kiev's region during the time of occupation this month, it's already over 1,000 people confirmed that, and it was a small places.
Yes.
So every day from the ruins of Kharkiv, they taking out dead bodies of people, and it's Kharkiv.
Yeah, we're not
And
saying
every
Mariupol.
day-
We're saying Kharkiv.
Yes, I'm saying Kharkiv, and we don't. I mean, don't talk so often about small places like Popasna, Rubezhne, that area. You know,
Popasnaya, I actually was going to do a segment on that town, but so many other things happened. I had a picture of Popasnaya. I had the information. Okay, so I know Popasnaya.
I mean,
listen.
Okay, Kremenaya, all of that part.
But let's say
all of that
Popasnaya.
part.
Popasnaya.
Okay.
25,000 people live there. 25. It's gone. Folks, when I was going to do a piece on Popasnaya, it is gone. We have no clue how many were able to escape or how many have been killed and not yet found, because it's occupied, it's taken, and it's gone. There is a reason, Zhenya, that the governors of Lugansk, Donetsk, have said, get out. It doesn't mean you're not patriotic. It doesn't mean that you're giving up on the war. Please leave, because you're making it difficult on our soldiers. Our soldiers are trying to fight the enemy, and our soldiers care for people. So if they see you in the street, they're going to come over and check on you. They're going to come and do what they can to help you, but it distracts them from their job. So please leave. You're not quitting. We're not surrendering, and let our forces defend our land and take our territory back. That's been the speech, but it's a challenge for a lot of people to give up their home. They know, they see
Yes.
the pictures, They see the pictures and they know if I leave, I may never see my home again. Not that I'm going to die, but it may be destroyed. My city may be gone. I'm going to lose everything. So it's a challenge.
Yes, and this is not just a challenge; it's a big problem, I would say. Why I did mention that small places, but on that small places, a lot of, I mean, thousands and thousands of our soldiers. Why? Because there is some percentage of people who are, by some reason, are not living, and knowing that even comparing to World War II, fascists, let's say, they were during their attack and taking cities, they were trying to keep it. I mean, keep it. Say, I mean, the building. They didn't try just to destroy all the building because they didn't see the sense of it, and but now it's a story like every city is like a Warsaw with a decision to, I mean, destroy it completely.
Maybe
this is why I mean, or Aleppo, let's say,
Aleppo,
and
Syria.
okay, and this is why our soldiers, knowing there was even by mistake of the people, they cannot force it, grab them out of their places. There is some civilian people stay in that place. It's our soldiers trying to save them by protecting every small village, and sometimes cannot leave it as, tactically temporary, because they know these orcs will come and destroy. No life there.
Correct.
It's like a curse. It's like, I mean, it's like, I don't know how to compare. It's like,
well, let's use this word. Let's use this word. Okay. I think this will get, we've shown so many videos of Mariupol. I probably will show one tonight. I don't know. I've got stuff ready to go. But let's say it this way. It's not World War II in the sense that we're trying to win, blitz it, take the territory. But in this war, Russia is actually trying to erase these cities. That means every building, every person. Not only that, I've shown weeks and weeks ago where for example, the Heavenly 100, our heroes from Kyiv, from Maidan, okay? Every little city and town has some memorial for that. They're destroying the memorials. Anything that says Ukraine on it, they're erasing. Literally, they're trying to erase. I can't think of a better word. Just take it all away, whether it's people or infrastructure. And it's a challenge for the Ukrainian soldiers, and I know it's a challenge for the Ukrainian citizens. It's
a challenge for Ukrainian pastors, how to serve these people, how to bring the answers, how to pray about, and it's still a lot of people still, stay in shock condition when they were bordering, let's say, in a place like Chernigiv or Kharkiv or somewhere close to Russia, and had no any idea that it can be dead mistake, or I don't know how it's like craziest mistake to live there. This is how and still they have their relatives.
Yes.
Quite close. Sometimes it was, crossing the border and 1 hour driving. That's it. Maybe 20 minutes driving. And now there is so many questions. And to stop it, we need help. We need help, different kinds, just to stop it. to stop
Today-
this.
Today, Vladimir Putin and the Russian Federation tested their ICBM, their intercontinental ballistic missile. It's called Satan II. That's the name of it. And the slang name, Satan II. And it just shows that this regime in Russia does not care about anybody. Period. They don't care. Somebody I was reading about a few minutes ago, just before talking to you, Austrian president, Austria. He said that talking with Vladimir Putin was like having a conversation with a porcupine. He says he's not friendly. He doesn't want to hear what I say. As another president speaking to another president, there's no honor. He's made his decisions, and it was very clear to him that this war is going on and we need to help Ukraine. It's not just to defend Ukraine, but it's also defending Europe. And he was very clear on that statement. He had scheduled a conversation, as many presidents do. I think yesterday Macron talked to Putin, and it's just the same. His decisions are made. He's test firing rockets. In fact, the person that Vladimir Putin had a nice conversation with today was actually the dictator in North Korea. And they decided to make sure the world knows that their friendship is intact and that they're partnered together and will help each other. Zhenya, it just makes me so sad because I've been in Russia many times. Of course, Ukraine. I've lived in Ukraine over 2 years of my life when you add all my time up together. I know Ukraine. I've been in Asia. I'm here to tell you, man, and you know this. We just could stop this so quickly. I'm telling you. So quickly. And people are just afraid. And I don't understand it. I do not. It seems like a recurring theme, but the title of the program tonight and what you and I have been discussing this whole time is time is running out and decisions have to happen. Guess who I talked to today?
No idea.
I had a nice conversation with your son, Mark Matsutsa.
Okay.
I spoke with him. He come running to the camera. Привет, Grisha. And I said, what's going on, Mark? Я хочу домой. I want home. Can I go home yet? I said, Mark, no. You stay where it's safe. How much longer? I said, well, we'll talk about it again in 2 weeks. Okay? You stay where you're at. Okay. Spasiba. And gone. But I had a nice talk with your son today.
No.
I take care of him. He's my buddy.
Okay.
So that's where we're at. I'm going to show a few things now in regard to some of the things we've been talking about. And thank you, buddy. We keep pressing on. Keep pressing on. Had a Ukrainian lunch today. Our wonderful refugee family, Vova and Lena, made us borscht, Ukrainsky borscht, Ukrainian borscht. We had salat olivier. We had a great time, and so I had some good Ukrainian food today for lunch. And at the lunch, there's quite a few people there, just having a fellowship time with them as refugees. Many people were asking me, okay, I watch you every night. I said, yeah, well, thank you. And, we love Zhenya, but why do you keep calling him Zheka? I said, it's like short name. Like my name is Gregory, but you call me Greg. So I just call Zheka. It's like a short name. I said, you will hear them call me Grisha instead of Grigory. I said, it's just short name. So
Okay.
Zheka. That's
Yeah.
the understanding. So
Yes.
if they had the question, maybe somebody else does as well.
Mm-hmm.
So your name actually is not even, it's Yevgeny.
Yes, Russian Yevgen, Ukrainian.
Yevgen Ukrainian. And then the nick is Zhenya. And if you're really close, Zheka.
Yeah, Sheka.
There you have it, folks. There's the lesson tonight on names. All right, buddy. We love you.
Okay,
Get you
thank
some
you.
rest. Let me give a cheer on that. There you have it, folks. That's the update from Zhenya tonight, and all of the things I was talking about that I was going to show after. Of course, we reworked that tonight, and I showed you before. You could see on his face he's exhausted, but you can see also and understand the depth of the issues going on right now, with time being urgent, not only for the humanitarian side, but also for the military side. I saw lots of your guys' comments. Thank you for commenting during that. And for those of you that were in here discussing the Alamo, I think it was Pastor Kent who buzzed me last night or a couple nights ago anyway, and made the same comment, Mariupol to the Alamo. Thank you guys, as always. I do have some numbers things I want to share with you, but I'm going to move that to tomorrow night, because I actually just got some more stuff in from where these guys supply me the information that will actually fit with that. So I'm going to move that to tomorrow night's segment. Thank you guys. That's the update from Zhenya. That's the update from Ukraine. I did see also 42 million people just a few years ago. Actually, that's correct. But even prior to that, Ukraine actually was bumping 50 million, 48 to 50 million not too long ago. Probably right now, they're in the upper 20s, maybe 30, upper 20s to 30, 32 million that are in the country right now. Maybe 35, but probably not. There's a lot of people gone. So continue to pray for Mariupol. And as Zhenya said, and President Zelensky said tonight, key areas right now we have to keep our eye on is Kharkiv and Mykolaiv. And of course, we'll update you on all of those in 23 hours. As we've learned, this thing really changes every 23 hours. May the Lord bless you guys, keep you, cause his face to shine upon you. Thank you once again for your support. Continue to pray for Ukraine. Continue to that Applebee's meal a week. I'll have some new updated numbers as far as our giving. We're doing a fantastic job, and thank you to everyone for that. We love you. Peace upon you and peace upon Ukraine. See you in 23 hours. Good night.